Hi guys, it's Kelly at Coffee Sunshine Paper, and I am back here today with a part 2 of turning this little journal into a little book of pockets. So yesterday we made these 2, and I thought we could make a couple more and then maybe decorate a couple. So also when we talked about finding those signature strings and then pulling the one half out and then making sure you get the other side of that. I don't want you to think that you can only do this with something that has the strings. So I found an example of, let me find them, this book, this little secret garden book. So these are glued in. Let me try to get it just so you can see it. Kind of hard to see it. Okay, so it's hard to see. Well, maybe that's the shot. So you can kind of see looking here that there's not the little spaces that there were in the other ones that you could tell they were signatures. These are glued in. So if you want to do it with a book like this, then you can just, start at the beginning or start wherever and just maybe rip out, 2-3 pages and then leave 2 or 3 pages. Then rip out a couple, then leave a couple. And you don't have to worry about the other side because they're glued in. So you can kind of tell with the glued in, maybe in the middle of the book. No, I just can't tell with this one because I don't know. If you can kind of see how the glue looks different than having a little signature string. So you just kind of have to bend it like way back when you're in the store to tell. But these make great little pocketbooks too. You just have to rip the pages and, say this is where you ripped them out, 3-4 pages out. Then you just want to make sure when you do your pockets that you are kind of covering, that ripped part in here. So you don't have to see the kind of uglier ripped part. All right, so, and then kind of compare that to another cute little book here that I have that you can kind of see that they are sewn in. I don't know if you can see that, if I'm too close or too far, if there's a just right, but you can see the little holes, in between, little spaces, so that if you did try to find the strings, say you're in the store and you're just looking, trying to figure out if it's glued or sewn, and then you run into, not there. I just want you to be able to spot these in the store so you know what you're working with. Ah, there it is, so you can even hear it. All right, so sometimes the page that the strings are in, they're a little bit glued together. So when you kind of crack it open, you hear, the glue kind of coming apart, and then you can see the different strings that are in there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so then again, like we talked about, you just take out one, make sure you take out the other. Right, but there's all kinds of books you can do. You can even make something to turn into one of these pocketbooks, just something like the thing that I'm using for my kind of model for pockets, right? It's just an old insert for a traveler's notebook. But you could make anything. You could take scrap paper and just make something fun. Anyway, so I just wanted that to be said. I didn't want you to think you were limited to strings. All right, so we did a couple of these, and I thought maybe we could just do a couple more and then maybe decorate a couple. Okay, so let's see what's next in our little template book here. Okay, we did this one folded down. We did this one here. So next is, okay, so this is fun. So this little pocket here, but the front piece of this one turns into a little pocket here. So we're gonna need one. Where's the other one that's tucked in there? Yeah, the other one's tucked in there. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, altogether 3 for this one. All right, let's see if we can do that. I'll put my scissors on there to keep that open for me. All right, so this one is going to need to be cut. And again, you know, I'm not the measuring type, but I do want to cut straight at least. So we'll make it maybe like a third of the way up. But again, I'm just real light. So I'm just going to cut right up into there. Can you see? I don't know what's going on with my lights are a little bright. I don't know what's happening. I think you can see okay. But anyway, I'm just cutting a line. Not being too precious about the line. But just going to try to get right up to the edge there. That looks good. Okay. And then I think the one behind it also. Oh, I probably should have done those together. Okay, that was dumb. I should have done those together. All right, well, we can fix that. I'm not worried. I'm just going to go in. Okay, so these should have been done together. If you're doing this along with me, try to do those so they're exactly the same size together. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay, so this one and this one are going to be a little pocket. And we're going to punch this one so we know it's going to be a little pocket. And those two are going to be glued together. So here and here. So we'll leave that open for them. And then these guys down here are going to stay together. In fact, I might even rip this one right out. I think I will. Just rip this one right out. I don't need it because it's going to be on this one as a little pocket. So you have this little pocket here, and then this turns into a pocket here. And again, I think I will give it this little, I don't know, it's almost like an indication that it's a pocket when you have this little circle punch on there. Yeah. So that's good, right? All right, let's get these just sort of together with a paper clip so we know what's going on there. All right. Okay, after that one, that's this one and these. Okay, after that one, just kind of a plain left side. And then this is just a piece of paper sort of folded this way, creating this long pocket there. That's an easy one. This will stay plain. And this one will be folded down. So that should be easy enough to do and to decorate. And that goes there. Okay, again, let's keep it together. Okay, after that one, then maybe we'll decorate a couple just for fun. Okay, this one looks like it's two pieces, and this is just kind of me being sloppy because I knew it was just kind of a little template type thing, but this little thing doesn't belong there. So this is two pieces of paper where one was cut down. It doesn't look folded, it looks cut down. And then this cut off, I guess. Okay, sure. So 1, 2, and again, we don't want the bottom half. And I kind of have a cutting template there. I can just use that straight line. And I've got the two pieces together this time, not like last time. Not really thinking very well. All right, so right up to the edge, and then these two, I'm gonna cut off. Now, I don't think that's gonna mess with the integrity of, you know, having the two side type thing. because there's the other strings are up here. So it shouldn't mess with that. I don't love this, but I can fuss with that later. I'll probably go in with little tweezers and see if I can't get that out a little bit better. But again, I don't have to do this now, right? Maybe when I decorate, I'll be more worried about it. Or maybe go in with like manicure scissors or something and do a better job. Because it's going to be visible, right? You're going to see that. So, okay, so then the next thing was this one was just cut. Looks like we cut from almost the corner to about halfway. So we'll do the same there. And again, we will not be too precious. About halfway, I said. So, yeah, I think that should do it. Okay. And then that just gives me a line I can cut on. And this one is just the top one this time, so don't cut both. Just the top one. And if we see marks later, pencil marks or something, we can just go and erase them. No big deal. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so that's a little freestanding pocket. And I think maybe we stop here and just decorate. We're not going to fill the pockets yet because then it's too bulky to play with. But we can decorate some. And I think I mentioned yesterday that I want to use some papers that I printed out from Amity Bloom. So I have some of these I pre-cut. I have one of the papers from the book that I pre-cut, you know, the right size. So if I need to do a whole page, that's ready for me. I can just glue the back and stick it on. But I also have a whole lot of scripts. So these are from other projects. Some of these are similar to the ones I cut, so I'm going to try to avoid those. I want as much kind of, you know, I don't know, sort of difference as I can muster here. All right, got plenty of papers here, and then full sheets. I have full sheets. I don't know why I printed so many when I did. I don't know. Like, scarcity mindset. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. But this is actually going to be the first paper that people would see if they opened up the book. So we'll start with that one, then maybe one of the full page pretty papers that I have here. And does that look like it's about right? It does. It does. So I used a page from the book. Sometimes it's not ideal, but this looks pretty darn good. So I think that, I don't know if I want to use glue stick or my Fabrifix. I know it's not fabric or anything, but I just trust the Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac or Beacon 3-in-1. They're all kind of the same product. I kind of trust it a little bit better than my glue stick. So I think I will. And it is more expensive, but yeah, I think I am going to go for this. I keep it in one of these icing piping bottles so that I'm just working with a little bit at a time instead of one of those giant bottles of Fabri-Tac. And I don't need a lot. I just need, obviously, to the edge. And then in the middle, we'll just do a little zigzaggy in there. It doesn't have to cover the whole thing. So I want to make sure you get to the edges. And it dries pretty quickly. There's a little give time with this glue. And it's a little more expensive, obviously, than a glue stick, but I enjoy this glue so much. Okay, here we just have to be careful. There is, like I said, a little bit of give time where you can move things around. That's great. And then, of course, you could ink, right? When you're done with your gluing, you could ink around. I don't think I'm going to ink with this one. I do love a grungy journal, but I don't think I'm going to with this one. Sometimes with her papers, I don't like to do the ink thing because I've never seen her do the ink thing. I'm watching her videos and her working with her own patterns and beautiful color palettes. I don't see her ink, so I think I'm going to keep that in line with Miss Nazi. Okay, all right, now this one. Okay, so we don't need all of this. Right, so I'm just going to get rid of some of the bulk. I don't need it. Let's get rid of it. But I do want to glue it down. And I don't need the serious glue for this part, right? We're just gluing it down just with a glue stick. This is just a scotch that I get off of Amazon occasionally. They last me quite a while. And I'll just put that down there. So we just don't have all the bulk back there. Save the bulk for the tags we're going to make. Alright, now, tricky is going to be getting that cut just right. So let's see what we have here in the scraps and what would look pretty next to this one. Is that too busy? No such thing? You're a girl after my own heart. I think I like that. Does it look upside down to you though? Yeah, I might have to use one of the whole pieces. This would maybe be nice because it's sort of too close together. I hear you. I hear you. All right, we'll use another one of these whole pieces. Now, to get that cut just right, maybe we will go over to the other side, bring it to where we want it here, and then do a little pencil line. Because we don't really want to mess that up, right? I think that's a good idea. And I'll take it to my paper cutter too. Sorry to leave you hanging there. Now I've lost my, okay, I see it up there, I see it down there. This should do it. Okay. All right. Technically, this should be correct. Let's see if it worked out for us. I think it did. All right. Let's get a little bit of rough stuff here. I'm going to cut off. I had old, what do you call that? The trimmer blade. I had an old one. So when I get old, again, I'm trying to make this, you can see, they get a little like stuffy here with the paper. So I don't like that. So we're going to get rid of that. This was some scissors, so I'll just cut it down a little bit. All right, so again, just making sure I get to the edge. And the middle, we'll just kind of zigzag. It doesn't have to be perfect in the middle, but the edge has to be pretty darn close. And we'll just zigzag. Wild with the glue. Okay. This is the part that's like, and again, you have a couple minutes with this kind of glue. That's why I love it. I recommend it all the time. Yeah, that's good. Just give it a minute here. Tape. Isn't it pretty? So it's not like they don't match, right? But all her kits, they just go together. The colors are so pretty. And every kit kind of has a different theme. You know, some are like French papers. Like this one might be French papers. And some are handkerchiefs or lace, antique lace. Okay, that looks good. Now, to make the pocket, we are going to just, first we need background paper here. For that, I think I could probably use a scrap. So where's my cute little scrap pile? Maybe we'll bring that paper back. I still think that looks upside down. That would be pretty behind it, right? All right, so we are going to, okay, bring back the paper trimmer. And we'll get rid of these white edges. Here. And we'll figure out, I don't need the whole, let's get rid of more white. Hold on. I'm off camera. Just different paper trimmer. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of, oops, I didn't do a very straight job. Hold on. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we are gonna put this on, but we don't need the whole thing, right? We just need up to like this point here. So I'm going to mark here, maybe a little lower. Yeah, how about there? Okay, and then we'll just cut that off and we'll save that scrap for later. Nice little scrap for later. And to get the right width, let's turn her over, mark her right at the very edge, and then I'll go just a touch inside where I had that pencil, and I think that should do it. Let's see though. Oh yeah, yep, I like it. Okay, so again with the, I like how that pink picks up the pink there. I didn't even try to do that. That was lucky. But again, same deal. And again, if you just have a glue stick, use the glue stick. Right? Or if you just have, you know, whatever you have, use it. This is just for you anyway, unless you're giving it away. Then you want to be a little bit more particular on things that you're giving away, right? But if it's just for you, it's okay if it falls apart a little bit because you know how to put it back together. Just a little bit of glue. Okay. Put you right in there. A little time to work with. This is good too because this page has these have the strings here, so I'll be covering up the strings, and I wasn't even trying to do that, but I like that it worked out that way. All right, then we're going to glue him down. I'm going to trim that down just a little bit. I don't often trust my free hand, but let's just knock it down just a touch. Perfect. Okay. And this I'm going to need here and here. And glue the one that's going down. Don't try to judge it over on this side. Do you know what I mean? Glue, we know what needs to go down there. We don't exactly know what's happening over here. So use this side. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. So we have our first couple pages. Right, like I said, I'm going to leave that one. It's not the same color palette as this, but I don't care. I love all the plants. And then it just gets into Amity Bloom's beautiful papers. I did link her Etsy shop to part 1 video. So if you care to go over there and check her stuff out, that's the papers I'm going to be using mostly in this project. So I think we'll stop there. We got a couple more templates done, and then a little decoration is always fun too, right? So yeah, I guess that we'll just stop here today. Hope you guys are doing all right and getting some crafting time in. Remember, we got to craft and we got to rest as much as we can. All right, you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.